Hey everybody, Ben here. First and foremost, this energy is difficult for me to talk, so bear with me. Number two, thanks for clicking on the video and thanks for showing up for yourself every day. Like, once you get through this reading, you'll see, like if this is for you, how much strength it takes to keep moving forward. First and foremost, so in the very beginning, like I do this word of the day reading, and normally I'm feeling the energy of whatever message I'm going to give beforehand, and this like I couldn't get through. Uh, they're usually like 3 minutes long, and I was okay to like right around the 1 minute mark, and like my throat, like, I just couldn't talk. Like it was just completely cutting me off. And about the third time I'm doing it, like I felt like this larger energy like coming down, and it was like squishing me, but it was like I couldn't move my vocal cords. Like it was completely silencing me. And I was starting to get pretty pissed off. I don't know how soon I can swear, but I really want to say these motherfuckers. It's very annoying. So, and also was having like a lot of neck pain, which I'm going to qualify as the throat, our voice. When I connected, uh, the word the devil came through, but not like him personally, if you want to categorize it. But it was more or less an energy, a negative energy, a dense energy, a low vibration, and silence the truth. And at that point, I closed my eyes and I envisioned uh, this person just very frustrated and bitter with this, like, it looked like they were doing voodoo, like a doll, and just jamming needles in this little doll. Not saying that was taking place, but this is the idea that this individual is projecting uh, disharmony upon someone here. They are in their emotions. My word of the day had to do with voyage, and I got into energy and motion. A voyage through sea, water, our emotions. Our life here is a voyage or a journey through our emotions, if you really think about it. Mastering our emotions, utilizing them, or seeing how they make decisions for us and choices. And, you know, everything we do is out of an emotion. It really is, if we think about it. And if that's the most powerful thing that we have, energy, our emotion, that's energy in motion. It's being directed out. And, this individual or a group is, using their emotions of bitter, frustration, jealousy. And I'm not saying what anyone does is right. I'm not making that okay. But when we uh, look at it, if we look at somebody that's, like this in this position, they're, we're working out of a wound of some sort that probably took place in childhood or another life that we carried over with. And it was our choice not to do the work, to not heal, to not fix it in a way that's going to benefit us and others. Instead, we're going to stay with it and be this negative energy or this bad person, if we want to call it that. And then I wrote down rob an empty house. People don't steal from people that don't have anything, or rob an empty house, or we can look at hurt people don't hurt people. I'm sorry, hurt people, but in a way, it's because somebody seems better than them, or their self esteem is less, and that's really hard to hear. Like if you're feeling it, you're feeling these attacks or projections, which I'm going to get into in a bit here. uh, it's hard to feel special when this shit's coming through and you're being pressed down lower to a lower vibration or anything just to tick you off that day, to bring you into a lower space, to irritate you. It's really hard to feel special when you're experiencing that. It takes an enormous amount of strength to keep pushing through, and it's hard to hear, like, well, why are they doing this? Well, you're fucking special, or you appear better than they are because they're working out of a wound, which is a shame, but we can't change people. They have to decide on their own. uh then protection came through. Obviously, I'm getting hit a little bit. I mean, I was getting hit pretty hard here. Uh, I did write down it's hard to feel special when being attacked or lowered. So that was important. At that point, I heard a crow, and uh, I heard "fuck them, be better," as in, at this time, at this experience, sure, we could all be, oh, love and light, it's okay. No, it's fucking not okay. Like, get out of my space. And if this continues, and if we're not uh, protecting ourselves enough, or we're getting in our head where they want us to be, we can act out. And that may be, in a 3D emotion, if you will, or if you do have spiritual gifts, in a way of using them in a negative sense. I'm not saying don't fucking protect yourself. What I'm getting at is this energy is dragging you down to act in their behavior. And when we react that way, we are them. Excuse me. So fuck them, be better, as in, don't stoop to their level, is what we're getting at here. And this is no different. Like, let's just use a reference as in a 3D experience, because obviously I was talking about spiritual gifts. So when I'm talking about 3D, I'm talking about normal human experiences. Let's say we're in a relationship, and somebody, a romantic relationship, or even friend or work, family, whatever, and they might know you, a weakness of yours, and they're going to try to trigger a response out of you. Let me just keep pushing your buttons, or say something that you need to or feel the need to correct me on, and then that's going to trigger an argument or something. I'm going to get you right where I want you. See, look, they are doing bad with their gifts, or whatever. They're trying to set a trap, if you will. Anyway, the crow was there, and I was curious who it was. And at this point, I felt myself uh, like I was possibly uh, getting my own emotions involved in a situation. So I don't have a pendulum, but I just grabbed my bell. So anyway, I just grabbed my bell as like and used it as a pendulum for yes or no questions, because I again uh, made a video yesterday, and saying how sometimes you don't want to trust your own intuition. Of course, it's natural. And I was like, well, I don't want to be speculating or projecting. So I was going to ask very direct questions with the pendulum. Anyway, the morgue was through. The morgue came through, and I mean, before I heard one crow, and when I said, "Oh, is this the morgue?" That pendulum was going crazy, and like a boatload of crows lit up outside, just ready to destroy. For some reason, I said, "Thanks, babe," and I felt the need to write it down, so that's why I'm sharing it, but I thought it was funny. I did pull some cards here. I will talk just like briefly about the morgue. Well, I call her the morgue, the Morrigan. Sorry. We're looking at uh, war, battle, death, protection. Uh, Pretty vicious situation. She came through as being there to protect and to, I don't want to say this in a vicious way, but she does to an extent choose who lives and who dies to an experience. And I'm not saying in the physical, but a death of any type can be a death to your life as you see it. Losing things, experiencing loss, lack, poverty in a way, and removal of spiritual gifts. All these things. We go through a death and rebirth all the time when we're moving forward. So I'm not implying that someone's checking out, but there's going to be a price to pay, and there always is. But just because, granted, our thoughts do create things, but if we allow their behavior to hit, then there's a crime committed, if you will, and then you could go to jail. But if you just had this idea, sure, there's conspiracy to do something, but you know did I catch them red-handed? So that's kind of why I make peace with the idea of they allow the stuff to hit to an extent. It may not be to its full extent because, we're protected, or you're in a better place that, it won't hit you. I did, excuse me, I did have a note on, yeah, I forgot this part. Uh, I was asking later about, if there's going to be any repercussions from you, the morgue, and something fell like immediately. So I'm looking at that as a tower, tower moments that they'll be experiencing. It's not going to be pretty. There a lot of the times these people think they can do these things and get away with it, and it just keeps adding up, and then eventually it's going to knock on their door. I pulled 5 cards, and this is really all about what they want for you. It's a horrible. It really comes down to being stuck and stagnation. Our first card was Four of Swords. This I'm taking as uh, when these kind of things are taking place. Even just as simple as like gossip, and if you are gifted in a way that you know could say telepathically, but this energy is being expelled out by people, and it comes into your space, and you think they're your thoughts, or your thoughts of yourself, or your self-esteem, or whatever, or confidence, and I can't do this, but really it's this energy of others being projected onto you, or you know it could be lack, a place of lack, anything. So when I'm looking at this, we need to go in to process these things. What are these thoughts? Are they actually mine? Do they belong to me? And at times we could say, yeah, that's scary, but yesterday I wasn't scared of it. Now I'm scared of it. Did I tell somebody about this? Did I tell somebody about my dreams, and all of a sudden I got cold feet? These things aren't always ours. So what I'm stressing here is, if this kind of type of shit's coming through, to process it and see, is this really mine? Because we got Eight of Wands reversed, burned out, delay, stagnation. This is what they want for you. It's really hard to see, like in my mind, that someone would wish something that much on somebody to fail, to burn out, to be pathetic, to just be brought that far down. And in essence, is like to their level, so that they could be, one step ahead of you if you crumble and are nothing. Our next card, Five of Pentacles, hardship. It wants you, loss of everything, poverty, feeling left out. This is just like complete and utter destruction that they're wishing upon someone. Just horrible. Temperance reversed, disharmony. No harmony in any relationships, whether romantic, platonic, work, your living situation. They want everything failed, just completely disrupted and unbalanced to an extent that, could you imagine how debilitating that is for anybody? That nothing works for you. We did have our last card, and this is upside down. I call this the wild card of the deck. I look at this as a connection to spirit, or spiritual gifts, spiritual guidance, however you want to do it, or connection to the energy all around us. And it came out this way. And they want you to lose that connection. It's probably a really important one. With that connection, maybe that's why you're showing up in a way that they don't like. And, it is a gift. And I take that over, being rich. It's an amazing opportunity to, and I don't see it as like cheating, because I don't use it that way. It's helping me in a way that I'm not making bad decisions for me. I want to ask, is this my energy or is this not my energy? got that intuition, feeling that little, you know, inclination in here or in our head. These people, it's very difficult to accept, especially if you're the victim of it. But I don't want anybody to stay in a victim mindset. It's irritating, super fucking annoying. I've experienced it at times that it's like, just leave me the fuck alone, you know? But they won't. It's like their life mission to fuck with you, to annoy you. And like I said before, it's really hard to feel special when if that shit's really hitting and we're allowing it to take, control. It it's really difficult to feel like you're something more than what they're projecting you to feel, you know? So it does take a lot of trial and error to kind of figure out, who you are again and where your energy belongs and what energy that is there that doesn't belong, if that makes sense. At the end of the day, the morgue's involved. I wouldn't worry too much. She'll take care of things. And we'll leave it there. Wish you all the best. Thanks for everybody commenting and liking. If it resonates with you, feel free to like it or comment. I appreciate everything. And I wish you all the best. Take care.